Welcome to Test Chamber. I'm Kyle Hilliard. Suriel Vazquez is here with me.
Hello.
You're reviewing this game, which is Gravity Rush 2.
Yep.
And you're going to tell me about it. I really loved the first one. Should I play this one, Suriel?
If you like the first one, I think this one is better in almost every way. Can't really, like, it offers a lot more to do. The environments, I think, are a lot more sort of visually diverse. Like right now, you see this, like, there's some palm trees, and like here's our little town square with a market, and you can just fall here and wreck stuff.
Yeah.
Throw it at everybody.
And if for some reason you're watching this and you're like, what the hell is this game? Like you just clicked on it with that with your eyes closed or something.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah, that's how I watch YouTube.
Yep.
This is Gravity Rush, which lets you basically, you don't really, it's weird. Like, I guess you could say you manipulate gravity, but really what you're doing is just kind of like flip-flopping
You're
it.
falling, like, you're falling
up,
basically.
Yeah, you're falling with style, I think was the tagline that they had. Then they were like,
it?
oh, wait, that's Toy Story. We can't use that.
Oh. That sucks.
But I don't know.
Tagline.
Show me something cool. Like right now, it really just looks a lot like Gravity Rush 1.
Yeah.
To me. So what are some of the like improvements? Why is this a better game than the first one?
The first one had like a big issue with like the kinds of missions it let you do. So like there'd be these challenge missions, but they wouldn't like. I felt like it kind of underutilized the actual good parts of the game, which was like flying around, and like one of my favorite things about the first game was just like flying around and looking for gems like I was doing earlier, and like getting these just because it let you wander these like giant spaces and have fun with some of the flying stuff. But this game has a ton of stuff for you to do, more so than the first game.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a lot of mission variety in the first game.
So in this one you have like different side missions. So you have story missions, you have some side missions, you have challenge missions, which is like here's so like you have this slide, and one of the side mission types is like do a race while sliding around like this, and you'll have to hit certain checkpoints, things like that. And like, yeah, it can be kind of a disorienting game, but like I like the feel of just like playing as Kat, who is our character here.
But like you feel like you're in control, right? Like like I watch and I'm like, oh god, it looks like you're going all over the place. But it's like sort of controlled chaos that's kind of hard to explain when you don't have the controller in your hand.
Yeah, there's always the option to like press R3 and like kind of orient yourself, but
and just go back to normal gravity, right?
Yeah, and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna recenter and make sure everything's good. But so along with that, there's some nice little new features. So there's these mining sites, which is like, okay, none of them are active right now, but sometimes they'll be like, we found like a weird monster here, and if you beat it, you get like a talisman, which is another thing I can show off real quick. So in the first game, you sort of just got gems and powered up by like increasing your health and stuff like that. But in this one, you have some of that stuff. There's like a menu where you can increase the number of kicks you do and stuff. But you also get stuff like this where you can equip these things. And like this one is like recover energy faster, lowers the amount of energy required to perform a gravity kick. And you can craft these and stuff like that. It gives you a lot of like nice bonuses. But okay. One of my favorite things that they added in this one was the some of the social feature stuff. So there's challenges where when you complete like a challenge mission, they'll say like, I did it really fast. I want to challenge some random person to do it one time. And if they can beat my time, they get a bunch of gems. But there's also these treasure hunts, which so as you can see there's a photo that user snapped. And I'm supposed to try to find that golden or that red and gold apple chest there.
Based on the clues in the
Based
photo.
on the clues there. And then when you get there, see if I can find one that I can actually enter here. Let's see.
Like
this should work. So right there, they found that apple. And so when I get there, if I'm able to find it, you can take your own picture and send it to another user. So like it's basically sort of like a viral quest in a way, which is actually really cool because the way. So right now, as you can see, like that looks over here like that house in this photo, so you can make them larger. So,
jeez, this is familiar. I feel like I've done this in another game.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember. You would look at photos and try to find. I can't remember what it was. What a cool.
So this is the wrong area. So there might be a similar house nearby.
Is that it right there? Marking it for you?
Yeah, well, it's marking like the general area.
So you get some clue. It's not just like, oh, good luck.
Yes.
Here's go explore the world. Which you should show real quick.
Yeah.
The map.
Okay.
I don't know if you can go there, but it's
you
pretty big.
Yeah.
Like,
so this is like one area. This is a Jirga Paralao, I think is how you pronounce that.
Sure.
And then you zoom out, and this is like one of 4 islands, and there's I want to say 1 or 2 more environments about this size that you can explore.
You also called out Infamous, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, in terms of
structure.
In terms of structure, of like there's side missions where you can go and do some crazy stuff with your powers, and in terms of like here's the story and how you basically traverse the world. I think this is like in terms of movement, I like this more than Infamous, just because. Like I don't think enough games do stuff like this where it's just like freeform flying wherever you want to go. It's like stuff. It is like whenever
it's hard
you're
to do. It's like freeform. It's like why we always hate swimming levels in games because like once you give the player full control.
Yeah, in 6 axis.
It's tough to make that fun. But I feel like the first one. I haven't played the second one yet. I feel like the first one did a good job of letting you feel like you had full, like complete flight options, but still restricted you just enough where it wasn't overwhelming,
I don't know if you can hear this, but there's a pinging that indicates I'm close to that chest. It's right there. There it is.
There you go.
So we open it up.
So can you like take a really crappy photo?
Yes.
Like you could just take a photo of the grass on the ground?
You definitely could. And one thing that it does kind of bother me is that like there's no penalty for that. It's like I can just, let's see, if I enter the photo mode, there's a tripod mode. I could take that photo, change costume here. Turn into a little jazz singer.
It's like a 80s prom dress cat there.
And just take this photo.
It's like I hope
and say like,
oh, you're awful.
Go helps. No, I've mostly been trying to like. There's one photo I was like, man, that did not help at all. I'm gonna try to find one, and then you see like, oh, this is kind of in an enclosed area, so it's kind of hard to do. But yeah, good luck to whoever gets that hint for that chest.
Like essentially, like you've basically made that trial like
undoable, yeah.
Okay, yeah, which is bad for you, right? You want other people.
Yeah, if people find it, you get tokens, but...
Oh, okay, all right. So there is an advantage of not just making it totally obscure and difficult.
Yes.
Okay,
so if someone finds it, they do get points and stuff. But also, like, if even that person will have a decent time finding it because they limit you where you can go. So it's like, if you go too far, like you saw earlier, it'll say like, I'm probably too far away. And there's also like a whole pinging system where the closer you get to the chest, the more it pings.
Gotcha, okay.
And one of the things that the Dusty tokens do is if I can...
Dusty tokens are what you earn from completing these missions?
from this kind of stuff, is you can get these little photo items that you can do to make you can use to make photos. And so like one of the ones that I unlocked, see if
let's go back. You got to get that toilet. That was pretty good too.
You want the toilet?
Yeah, there you go.
So you can just place a bunch of toilets in a row.
Okay.
The most cozy bathroom you've ever seen, and then you can use the go back here. And then tripod mode. And then I'm just going to salute. And then...
What a lovely photograph of
I know, I took it.
Putting on a beautiful dress to stand in front of some outdoor toilets.
Yeah, you can then use this picture. And you can upload it for review. If people like it, you'll get more tokens.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry, what do you use the tokens for?
The tokens unlock stuff like that, like
toilets.
Yeah, like more toilets, like the statue of the guy hanging upside down. Like I have a pretty decent picture of this.
And this is totally secondary. Like you don't have to.
You don't have to engage with this at all if you don't want to.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. It also means that for some reason, you can play the entire game in first person. Which is weird.
Wait, you can fly too?
Yep. You can do everything you normally could. The one thing is that like pretty much every cutscene will take you out of this first person mode.
That's
so it's
such a weird thing.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like you can do everything. You can
fight too?
Yeah. I tried like beating an entire mission in first person. It was kind of hard, but
I like that. I just like that it's an option, even if it's kind of like,
and then you just cause chaos here.
Now it kind of feels like you're just a ghost.
Yeah, I'm like a ghost, just like causing mayhem.
Yeah.
But there is a little more structure to this as well. Like, there's not just like this random stuff. So, this game has a weird sense of humor in that like sometimes it'll be like, isn't this silly what you're doing? Like, isn't it one of the like sometimes it can be frustrating because it'll just be like, so I encountered one mission where I was supposed to deliver these party invitations. And so you go to the like all the rich people's homes and stuff and give them an invitation. And one of them has you go get their child's balloon.
Okay.
And they're like
Spider-Man 2 style.
Yeah. And you're like, well, I don't want to do that. That's dumb. And then the lady's like, I'm too distraught from having my child lost its balloon to ever accept this invitation. So you're going to have to do that before I can accept the the envelope you're giving me.
Okay. So this other area is like below.
Yeah. So this is like, there's some, class divide stuff. going on in the
Oh,
story
sure.
where
Yeah, I
this
think that
is
was in
like
the first one, yeah.
all the poor people live below and all the rich people live above. There's actually an even a higher area that kind of looks like upstate New York.
Okay.
Some of the richer areas there. So we're gonna take this bird on again. The first time it beat me, but except there was a guy who was feeding crumbs to other pigeons, and that bird just stopped towards the end of the race and just let me win.
Oh, so it could go eat some crumbs?
Yeah.
That stupid bird.
Yeah.
Idiot.
So now we're gonna take him on again with my little, space cat. So yeah, the story mode is basically the same as the first one. Where like they'll have like the little
comics kind of.
Yeah, and then like the utterances where they'll just be like, instead of saying what their text bubble says, they'll just speak like this weird sort of non-language.
Sort of like Zelda style. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one where she goes ooh yeah, which makes me think that she doesn't like that console, the Ouya.
Well, I don't know why she wouldn't. I mean, it was such
Yeah.
a spectacular success. So it's not English, right?
It's not English.
Yeah.
I feel like they just took like words from other languages. Like there's some French. I'm pretty sure one of her phrases was like a do, and then one time she said like see, or so I'm guessing they're just like taking a mishmash of languages.
All right, so you're racing a bird. You gotta hit some
bird.
checkpoints.
And so those things fill up my gravity meter, so I can continue racing and stuff.
Okay, so
So right now I'm winning.
because you're so good.
Right, but I'm gonna mess up.
So yeah, the trick here is you gotta sort of change your sort of
constantly
trajectory,
reorient.
right?
So
Yeah.
you press R1 to sort of like shift gravity, which is like puts you in stasis, and then you press R1 again to fly off in a direction.
and it follows like what direction you're pointing the camera. Right?
Yeah. So one of the I wasn't sure whether that was the case the first mission, but basically this thing was beating me for most of the race last time, and then it just stopped at the end as like part of a story thing where it's like, oh, like that's how the story ends is that the bird goes and eat some bread.
So this is a side mission, right?
Yeah, this
isn't
is a side
mainline
mission.
What are the mainline missions like? Like, are you just like doing
They do a
combat,
little-
or is it like a bunch of go here, go here,
so
go here,
that
fight
is
this?
kind of my biggest issue with the game is that like a lot of the story-based stuff is kind of like stuff you would have expected out of a PS2 game. So like there'd be like escort missions and stealth missions, like, and the stealth system is really bad. It's just like there's 1 meter on the side of the screen that says here's how detected you are.
Okay.
But it's hard to know like what spotted you until after it spotted you. So they'll just be like, hey, this thing saw you after you've already like basically started over, and it's like instant death stuff. And
Well, why do games whose focus is not stealth often put stealth missions?
I
don't
think it's just like
understand.
it's so that not every mission is just you fighting everything. But I feel like this game can get away like more than other games. I think this game can get away with here's just like a space for you to explore with your cool powers. And like some of the story missions actually take you to these like other worlds and stuff where it looks the analogy I used in my review is it looks like something out of like a math textbook where it's
Okay.
just like,
Like
abstract
weird
shapes.
geometry
Yeah,
and-
it's basically like that. Like there was one that was just like all the platforms were like hands, and you were in this huge like tunnel. And those places are really cool. Just being in there and flying around in them is really fun. But like they seem to like want to. No, you have to do video game stuff now, and that stuff isn't as good as it should be.
That's too bad.
Yeah, which is funny because like this is kind of like a longer game. It's like 15, 20 hours if you want to do everything, and I feel like they could have cut out a lot of that stuff and still had a really solid experience.
Okay.
Like especially with all this.
Come on, Suriel. Come on. Come on.
Oh
What are you
no!
doing? Why'd
What
you stop?
I think something happened and it stopped short again. I think we'll see what happens.
I think you're just amazing at shifting.
Yeah, I am the gravity queen as they call her.
I did it. Okay. So what do you?
Azure
Azure
lightning.
Okay.
So he got distracted by a bunch of wild birds that time.
Yeah, that'll happen. I assume.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what we should do? We should jump ahead. You should show me some combat.
Okay.
We jumped to, I don't know, what is this like? We're like
It's a story
underwater
mission.
or something.
Yeah,
I
so-
don't know.
Part of this mission. So like one thing I do like. So once you grab things, you see that cursor. That's basically like a little lock-on cursor.
Okay. Yeah, I
where
don't
you'll
think that was in the first one.
Yeah,
really.
it'll
you
just
couldn't-
like throw things automatically. It's like really generous. It's really cool because like aiming precisely is not something that you want to do right. I know it's like because it's not a shooter, so it's you don't.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a skill, and then you can just beat those things up.
And do you have I'm trying to remember, like the first one was like you could fling yourself towards people and you had like
Yeah.
a really simple combo. Like that's already an improvement, kind of being able to more easily throw
it works for
objects at enemies.
Yeah, it works for the kicks as well. So like it'll just lock on there.
Okay,
Some of the
that's
enemies
cool.
are a little faster, and there's no like Dark Souls lock on where the camera follows them. But let's see where.
Well, that'd be tough because I understand why that's not here because you need the camera to control your movement, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. And what about like your combos? Like, do you have like punching and kicking options?
Yeah, you can do this.
Oh, you got knocked down.
You can get hurt.
And then you have different forms as well.
Yeah.
Right?
So in this mission, this is the one where they teach you that. But
so we won't be able to get but you can explain it a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, you get like 2 new forms. One of them is called Lunar Style, which makes you lighter and sort of. You see the gravity kick there, where you just sort of launch yourself. The other one acts as a teleport, so you'll just teleport to your target and kick them out of after you emerge from the teleport.
So it mostly dictates like how you're moving around. The
so that one makes it easier to fight sort of faster enemies. And the other one is Jupiter Style, which makes you heavier and lets you sort of see how that enemy had a bunch of like armor on them.
Yeah.
So the Jupiter Style makes it easier to sort of knock that stuff off of them.
Oh, okay.
And
so it's like the heavy, strong kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that ends up making combat a lot more fun because like these different enemies will mix. And you'll see like, okay, here's this strong enemy, and then here's a bunch of weaker enemies. I'm going to try to use the Jupiter Style, and then wait for the sort of other enemies to emerge.
Okay. Cool.
And then use the other styles.
So if you're watching this video, our review should be online.
Yep.
And overall, an improvement over the first game.
Yeah, it's definitely better than the first game.
Yeah.
Still has some of the mission design issues from the first one, but I think overall, if you like that first one, there's no reason not to get this one. I think this one is better in pretty much every way.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for showing us the stuff in it, Suriel.
Yeah, no problem.
Seems like a good time.